Hi, I wanted to share a message about releasing fear. There's a famous quote which basically says, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." And I think this is a great mantra for us to live on this third paradigm with. If you can realize your divinity and your connectedness to the all that is, and to every other being, not only here on earth, but in the everywhere, what is there to fear? Life can be lived so much more fully when you release the fear of death and dying. What I think about as death is a space in which there's 100% consciousness of my divinity, a connectedness to all that is. I will be with my loved ones anytime I want and feel nothing but love, unconditional love, and knowing everything and being able to go anywhere at will. And then I think about life here on this 3D planet where I'm separate from every other creature, every other person, or I think that I'm separated. And I have to remember that I'm one with God, and I have to have faith to know things. That to me is more of a scariness than thinking about what we call death. So I also like to think of life on this 3D plane as really just a game of God playing hide and seek with itself, because each of us are God, and we're brought here knowing that we're part of God, but then as our egos develop, we lose that recognition, and then hopefully at some point in our lives we remember that we're part of God, and hopefully not just when we're on our deathbed. So when we realize that we have the ability to change the rules of the 3D game, and we also can change the playing board of the game of the 3D. So release the fears. Release the fears. And when you hear doomsday predictions, do not let them trigger fear in you. That might be their intent, but don't let them have a power over you. Energy follows thought, so release those possibilities as not part of your paradigm. Do not buy into that game. Visualize the outcome you want, and you'll help manifest it. If news triggers fear in you, step back from the news. Don't watch it. Let's face it, good news is not really reported. When a pedestrian stops another one from walking into traffic, that's not on the news. When someone gives a large donation of money to a charity, that's not reported on the news. My husband collided his car with a moose, and they both walked away from the accident. That was not reported on the news. For every negative item in the news, there are thousands of positive items that are happening in the now. So realize that. Give the power to that. Work on building your sense of control over the future, and that everything is in divine right order. Even the negative things that happen are there as part of the divine plan. Perhaps certain individuals are not going to be triggered to remembering their divinity until certain negative items happen. Realize that even the bad guys are here for a reason and part of the divine plan, and love them for being here and doing that. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.